everybody, welcome to One Up to Nerd. My name is Frankie.
And I'm Kevin.
And you're watching our show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and make sure those notifications are on so you know when Kevin and I post awesome nerdy shit. Thanks a lot. Moving on to tabletop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do you got?
a couple things. So Jeremy Sampson from D20 Adventure Realm, him and I got a chance to play. You were supposed to come to that.
Yeah.
But you didn't. That's cool. I still love you though.
You really going there?
No, we had a chance to play The Reckoners, which is a game based on Brandon Sanderson's novels, The Reckoners. And we were watching, we did...
Did you finish the book yet?
No, I didn't finish it. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. I know. I gotta finish. I gotta finish Oathbreaker. My hands are a little full.
Oathbringer.
Bringer,
It's
yeah.
not even Breaker.
I'm sorry.
Are you reading a different book?
Maybe.
Anyways,
there's
tell me about
unicorns,
Tell me about the
right?
Reckoners.
Unicorns are fairies, right? Or no?
Tell me about the Reckoners.
All right. Anyways, so the Reckoners, we played this game, and it's dice rolling with a lot of dice manipulation, and oh my god, we had so much fun playing this game. It is so difficult.
What do the turns look like? How do you so you're doing a lot of dice rolls, but what happens?
The main villain of our story is Steelheart, right? Steelheart he's the big bad guy, right? And then he has like all these underbosses. And so your job, and I played like there's like a heavy weapons guy, a sniper, a hacker, sort of like your utility guy. You have different characters you can play and different
nightly pirate, is that one of them?
No pirates. So you each have this sort of like skills and abilities that are helpful, but you're trying to kill Steelheart at the end of the day. And you're trying to kill Steelheart, but you're also trying to manage also eliminating the underbosses. And if any one goes unchecked, one becomes too powerful. And then you basically there's a population of 40, and which is a really small population of the city of Chicago, because that's where our story takes place. And if Steelheart and the underbosses kill the entire population of 40, you lose the game. Now this game, I don't think in any one particular game we played, I've played now 4 games of the Reckoners. I have not won a single game.
Oh, damn. That's
brutal.
Is
so hard. It is so hard because what ends up happening is, okay, so I roll 6 dice. You roll 6 dice. We roll our 6 dice and we say to ourselves, okay, of these 12 dice that we're rolling, which ones are going to be useful in this first micro segment, right? And so we're like, okay, I'll take these dice and you take these dice. We roll a second. We do the same thing. We roll a third. We do the same thing. So it's kind of like Yahtzee. Okay. So we're rolling dice. We're picking which ones we want to use. And then we're activating them in order. Right. And so you're like saying, okay, I'm going to do damage to this guy. And then after I do damage to this guy, you're going to neutralize them. After you neutralize them, I can do 2 research. And each one of those activations is a dice that I have rolled. And so you're sort of like...
It's like a sequence of events based on the order of the roll.
Exactly. You're creating the sequence of events. And it's like chess, right? It's like chess because based on
Is it a D20? Sorry.
No, it's a D6, but like as a heavy weapons guy, my dice, each one of us has 3 white dice. Okay, so we each have 3 generic dice. Then we each have 3 specialized dice.
Got it.
My heavy weapons dice has like a double damage on one die on one side of the die. So it's so strategic. You have to be completely 100% cooperative, because if you're not cooperative and you're not playing this strategically from the very beginning, you're fucked. You're completely fucked. Yeah.
And you've lost 4 times already?
I've lost 4 times.
So you need to be more cooperative?
No, I think, well, I mean, there's a little bit of a learning curve for sure. We're trying, but what you see is like, okay, you play this game out like 2 turns.
Yeah.
And then after the second turn, you're saying to shuffle, but you can play the game out without even playing the game. You're like, okay, if I roll the dice, like, okay, this is the risk and reward that's going to happen. But on this next turn, these guys are going to do this damage to us. So then on the following turn, if we don't do that, which is impossible, we're dead. And you're like already like, oh, okay, so let's like we wiped and like we start.
So after the first turn if you're going to lose the game? Is that
not
what you're
after
saying?
the first turn, but I'm just saying it can snowball poorly in your direction real fast. And if you're not, like I said, cooperative from the very beginning, you will lose. And I'm literally playing on easy. Like, I think it's Navoo Games, Navoo.
Yeah.
You guys made a ridiculously difficult game. But you know what it is? But I still really, really enjoy it because I'm feeling like, you motherfucker, like, I'm not going to let you beat me. And when you do, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to get back. Like, I can't wait to play the game and beat it. Like, Jeremy and I are texting back and forth like, hey, bro, like, when are we going to get back together and play Reckoners? Because this game is so fun. And then, yeah, go ahead.
The boss mechanic you mentioned, like, so you have the Steelheart and you got the underlings. And then the underlings can get stronger throughout the course of the game if you don't get to them or kill them or whatever.
Yeah.
And
so,
then, but they're also trying to kill the citizens of Chicago.
Yeah.
So that sounds very similar to Shadows of Mordor, with like the orc mechanic. They've got all these orc generals, and like you're trying to pick them off before they get too strong. And Assassin's Creed has a similar mechanic where there's mercenaries, and you're sort of progressing through and trying to kill the harder mercenaries. But as like if you encounter one and don't kill him, or he kills you or whatever, he gets stronger and continues to sort of be a pain in your neck. How are the instructions? So that's been like one of the challenges with some of the board games that we've played a couple times is the setup instructions are not necessarily as detailed.
This game isn't that bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not as much complexity.
Now we've made some mistakes.
Sure.
And I think you're going to get that with any game.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, you go back, you lose and you're like, oh man, it sucked. You know, and you're kind of like going back to the rules and you're like, oh, I played that wrong.
Yeah.
I played that incorrectly. If I played that right, I wonder if it would have had an effect. Now, for the core game itself and just playing, like, you know, of course you make those small mistakes, but at the same time, I did make a mistake that made the game easier for me and I still lost. And so,
how long are the games? How long do you end up having?
Not too bad. Session? I think we played the first one like 45 minutes.
That's really short.
Yeah, with just Jeremy and I. Now we played the second one, but the second time we played, it was just him and I, and we really went. We kind of like rolled up our sleeves. We're like, okay, we know what we need to do now.
Yeah,
you know. And it was like, okay, hold on. And
45 minutes.
And we really, yeah. Well, it's like I think it's like 25 to 35 minutes per player. Right. So the next time we played, I played this past Tuesday, Tabletop Takeover. I enlisted our good friend John Beckler and Matt with OC Geekly. And so it was the four of us playing. I think it was a fifth person. Who else was it? Who am I missing? Tim.
5 people.
Oh, Tim. It was Tim. Yeah. And Tim with Tabletop Takeover. And so we, the five of us played and we lost. That was disappointing, but I think we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back at it, and then next takeover, and we're gonna win.
Cool.
Like
good luck.
No, I want your help. I think you'd really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember when you were texting in our nerd chat, you were talking about it, and it looked really interesting.
Yeah. It was a really fun game.
So then you got another D&D event at.
Yeah, there was on November 4th. It was Dungeon Sunday. Dungeon Sunday.
Like it.
And Jeremy Sampson, well, I participated. One Up to Nerd participated.
Yeah.
In D20 Adventure Realms Dungeon Sunday, hosted by Stefanos in Laguna Hills, and we had 3 different groups of 6.
Yeah,
people,
pretty good. 18,
right? Playing D&D.
Was it everybody's first time, or were they all? Were there like a mix?
No, there was a mix. It was a good mix, and there was my DM was Ray, and I think his handle on Instagram is DOT_DM, I believe.
._DM
it's D. Yeah. And I got I had the great pleasure of playing D&D with him, and he has got this wonderful terrain, and it was really interesting because when we played, we did Jeremy is much more X's and O's, right? So it was like, okay, your target is 100 or 80 feet away from you. The range on your short bow is 100 feet, so you can take a -1 on your roll a d20.
Jeremy was like that?
For me, it was. I remember
in the one that we played.
Yeah, I remember being in the tree, and I was like,
we asked those questions, but he wasn't up front with them.
Well, but I mean, that was my general sense.
You got more of a sense of where people were in relation to you.
Yeah, just more X's. I'm just going to use
X's and O's.
X's and O's as a phrasing to kind of generalize my experience. I loved Jeremy's experience. Ray was definitely like, all right, the door is broken and the guards are barging through the door. What do you do? And I was like, first thing I do is I notch my bow. He's like, you notch your bow.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And he was like totally into the characters.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And then but it was like, you notch your bow waiting for the guards to break through the door. but it's not your turn. So so Susan, what do you do? And it's like Susan's like, I think I'm gonna do. And so he was just totally playing into the story, and I was like, how are you just totally like winging this? And he's like, bro, I've been playing D&D for 25 years. I don't know any of the rules. Like basically, he's like, I'm just literally
they're doing the storytelling.
It's all about the storytelling, and I like and appreciated that. I like and appreciate. I guess what my takeaway is that everybody has their own style.
Yeah.
And
when are you going to DM?
So on that point, right? So I back in August, I did not go after an RPG that I saw in on Kickstarter called City of Mist.
You did not.
Did not.
You did not do a Kickstarter for a board game?
It's not a board game. It's an RPG. So we're talking about
tabletop game.
We're talking about a role playing game that is in the likeness of D&D, right? We're sort of roll and die. We have characters and stuff like that. But City of Mist is like a modern street RPG with
urban city,
okay. But with the characters have like superpowers, but then also like there's a tie-in from old like mythologies, right? So like there was like a teaser that included like that Little Red Riding Hood, who was like a teenage emo Dexter. That was how she was described, okay. Right? And like Captain Hook had like a bionic like Bucky Winter Soldier arm,
okay,
right? And so that was like the artwork. If you can imagine that, and I'm thinking to myself like that would be dope. Like that would be a really cool thing for me, to kind of like take on as a DM.
Sounds kind of like Deus Ex.
Okay, yeah, for sure. But I never played the game, but yeah,
you never played Deus Ex?
No, I didn't.
That's pretty good.
So I'm looking into that.
Cool.
You can pre-order it now. You can pre-order it, and if you pre-order the hardcover book, you get the PDF free to download.
Oh, there's a book that they're releasing first, and then they're releasing the RPG.
Yeah.
Or the book is the RPG.
The book is the RPG,
not like a separate story or anything.
No.
Got it.
And it seems like there is a little bit more of like a linear story to follow with like
how you're supposed to progress through
it. Yeah.
So it's more like a.
I'm gonna do more research. I'm gonna check it out, and that's part of like what we do is this little nerd journey here on One Up to Nerd. So the last thing on tabletops is on Kickstarter, and it just shipped. So
this is one that you did support.
So dope! I'm so excited for this one. Fireball Island. Do you remember Fireball Island?
I have no idea what Fireball Island is.
Fireball Island. I'll put the link on the Kickstarter below. It's too bad because you can't buy it, but actually I did. Let me preface this. Comic Quest in Lake Forest. They did a retail pledge. If you do retail pledges on Kickstarter, you get your copies of the game first. They're like the retailers are priority. So I go in there the other day and I have like 15 copies of Fireball Island. And I'm like,
I didn't know that was a thing with Kickstarter.
Yeah. So I go in. So anyways, but Fireball Island, right?
When are you going to buy them for Stefanos?
Yeah, that's not happening. We're focusing on hams and turkeys right now.
You got plenty of space over there.
Gobble, motherfucker. Anyways, so Fireball Island, you're like this explorer on this island, and you're moving your character around, and there's literally like an Indiana Jones style ball that rolls down. I mean, this was one of the old school early 90s games.
98 or 86.
86. Check it out. So
I don't remember this game
so
at all.
They've completely revamped this game. I mean, I'm showing you here. Again, I'll put the link.
That's the new one?
That's the new one.
Oh, I thought that was the 86 one.
No, shut your mouth. Oh my gosh. Anyways, this is getting shipped to my old address. It should be delivered on Friday. Hey, Jessica, if you see a package in my old house, make sure to pick that up. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Anyways,